most respectful dear family members, my pranams to you. Such an elaborate explanation introduction could have been avoided because we have to save the time, minimum energy, minimum resources and maximum output. That should be the ultimate efficiency, effectiveness and efficacy of a system. Anyway, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to one and all, and I would like to say I was working about 25 years in India and abroad in science and technology, and for the last 20 years I have established my own institute working. 70-75 people are working on Indian Institute of Scientific Heritage, learning, teaching, preaching, practicing and propagating the Indian science and technology. I always used to say, and I would like you all to remember that we are learning our heritage. We have to learn our heritage for three purposes. The first, to create a sense of pride in the mind of 135 crore people of India. It's our bound duty, responsibility and privilege. It's our dharma to see that we feel a sense of pride as being an Indian. So we have to inculcate the culture. When an American say, I am a proud American, a German say, I am a proud German, we have to say, we have to make our people say, we are proud Indians. So we have to introduce them what are the things worth creating a sense of pride in their mind about India, for which we have to learn our scientific and technological heritage, all aspects. Second, we have to introduce these knowledge to the world and tell the world that we have discovered Pythagoras theorem, we have discovered the blood circulation, and we have discovered the gravity. Akrishti shaktischa mahitaya yat khastam guruswabhimugam swachaktya akrishyate tatpadaditi bhati same samandat kvapadatyayam ke. This is the correct definition given by Bhaskara to 1148 1148 AD. He has written the book Siddhanta Shiromani, 6th chapter, 20th line. So it's not Sir Isaac Newton who has discovered the gravity. So we have discovered the definition for the atom. Apakarsha padyandam drivyam paramanu revam. Inferior most particle of a matter is known as atom. And paramanu riti prokta jnaninam drishti gojara. What we call it a paramanu that can be seen and understood only by a scientist. We have discovered the great Pythagoras theorem, the great Grigory's theorem. Vargair yujamvat vigunair niregair vargikritayir varjida yukma vargaihi vyasam chashadaginam vivajet balam swam vyasetrinigne paridistadasyat. I know pretty well, by just quoting a theorem you may not understand much, but I am just giving you an introduction. In India we have discovered sin theta, cos theta, tan theta, secant theta, cosecant theta, cotangent theta about 200 years prior to Sir Isaac Newton or Euler or Grigory's or Lebanese. Chapacha tattat baladopi tadvat chapahadadvyadi hadatrimaurvya labdhani yugmani balanya dodas chapada yugmani cha vistararthat vinyasya choparyuparitya tachesho puja kodi guna upaveda. We in India have discovered more than 200 theorems. Majority of those theorems are still not known to anybody in the world, nor claimed by anybody in the world. And remember that. And the spherical shape of earth. AD 499, March 21st, Sunday at 1 o'clock, Aryabhatta I completed his masterpiece Aryabhatiya, in which he has very clearly mentioned Mrit Jala Sigi Vayumayo Bhugola Sarvado Vritta. The earth composed of soil, Mrit, water, Jala, Vayumayo, Mrit, Jala, Shikhi, Vayumayo, Bhugola. The word used is Bhugola. Gola means for Iksa. Sarvato Vrita, from wheresoever you are watching, you can see it is circular, just like we are watching circular moon, circular sun and so on. So that diameter of earth has also been explained here. In this introduction, what I wanted to say in the first part, 10 minutes, here we have got solid knowledge about Indian earth. But the world still think that one, our knowledge is zero, or we have discovered only zero. That is not the thing. All these theorems and variety of knowledge are to be brought to the notice of the world scientists, intellectuals and thinkers. They should know that India is not a developing country or something like that. Indian knowledge was so super in almost every field, to which I will be coming later. So I am a great man. My country is a great country. And we have got a treasury of knowledge, not only in science but also technology. Unless we tell these informations, knowledge to the world with a document, not merely saying that we have this and that, that's useless. So first, creating a sense of pride. Second, informing the world that these are all Indian knowledge. And third, majority of this knowledge, major part of this knowledge that we can use even in the 21st century. Whether it is yoga, whether it is Sanskrit in computer, whether it is Ayurveda or whether it is pranayama, and a variety of food science, metallurgical technology, and etc. etc. I would like to say. All these, our musical instrument, our technological instruments in astronomical field, but these are all still existing, not that this got wiped out. So three parameters, every one of the delegates, my dear brothers and family members, I would like to say, three goal in our learning and teaching Indian scientific and technological heritage. One, creating a sense of pride. Second, informing the world about our contribution to the world. And third, utilizing these knowledge wheresoever they are available to whomsoever it is needed. We have to inform the world. This is the first part of things. Now second part, I would like to say in one paragraph. Up to 16th, 17th century, Sanskrit was flourishing in India, in spite of the fact that for 650 years invaded Muslim rule existed in India, wiping out our literature and monuments for about 650 years. After that, the Dutch, the Portuguese, the French and the English came over here and wiped out and burnt many of these things. They never wanted to see that India is great. They never wanted to see that India will be conquering, just like Albert Einstein said, the world. They wanted to see that they are great and they are becoming great. So they looted as much as possible from India, and in return they never gave. Instead of that, they denigrated India, degraded India, and created an inferiority complex, just like Dr. C.V. Raman said. There is an inferiority complex in the mind of Indians. They know and always think that when they are far inferior to the developed countries. He always said that 1,000 rupees worth equipment and $1 million worth hard work that Indians can do, could do, and they can achieve anything. So remember that. We were told that we are useless. So we have got that sense of inferiority complex. The Sanskrit slowly went back and English started spreading all over India. The regional languages in which the science and technology, scientific and technological literature were written, those books also started going back, and our total science, the communication of science got filled with English only. So we started thinking that only through English we can learn science. Through Sanskrit there is no science at all, and through any other languages, whether it is Tamil, Kannada or the Malayalam or Telugu or Hindi, it's meant for literary work, not scientific work. Our 10,000-year-old history, when I say 10,000-year-old history, according to the archaeological evidences, the book written The Ancient Indian Minerals and Metals by Dr. A.K. Vishwas and Dr. B.K. Vishwas, a very precious, very costly book. It is explaining, in that book it has been explained that the oldest artifact of pure copper, brass and bronze, which can be made only by human beings, in nearly 1000 centers, locations all over India. 1000 and above locations all over India. The oldest artifacts we can say belongs to BC 8275. BC 8275. So just add AD 2000 also. You will be getting 10,000-year-old history for us. That is Indian heritage. No other civilizations. 114 civilization appears to be existed on the surface of the globe earth. All 113 got vanished. Little bit Chinese culture and civilization remained there even after 1949. So Indian culture, Indian values, Indian science, Indian technology, we have got enough proof for that. Solid proof. The books are available, the monuments are available, the practitioners are available, the knowledge are available. In spite of the fact that we are living in the high-tech society, we have got the social medias, the 11th avatara of Mahavishnu. 11th avatara of Mahavishnu, the social media. Even using the social media, just like we are now learning and teaching the scientific heritage. Remember that Indian knowledge existed. It is existing, it will exist. A few people are there for taking the knowledge existed in India from the past, and if they can transfer it to the next generation for the future, and you being the bridge for that, I am very sure that we can come back. Our government of India is an Indian government of India with Indian spirit, Indian knowledge, respect towards India and Indian culture, Indian values. So what we were lacking all these days, unfortunately our first Prime Minister, while inaugurating Nagarjuna Sagar Dam, he declared, while inaugurating Nagarjuna Sagar Dam in Andhra, he declared that in India we do not have any science and technology. What we have got in India is some philosophy, some religion and some spirituality. So we have to import all the science and technology needed for developing India from abroad. That created a very, very wrong wave all over India. Everyone started telling that we don't have any science, we don't have any technology, we are useless. But the fact that the huge civil engineering marvel, the huge metallurgical alloy based marvels and pure metals marvel, these are all there in front of our eyes. We can see still, unfortunately, we were forced to believe that we are useless. Thus our knowledge became useless. When you are labeled that you are useless, naturally our knowledge become useless. That is what happened. So our first Prime Minister, whom we say the father of modern India, the father of our India, we are giving the stature for Mahatma Gandhi as Rashtrapita. But father of modern India, we have given that title to a person who declared to the public that we don't have any science and technology. So rapid moving back of Sanskrit, rapid removal of the regional languages from science and technology, and our ignorance about the Sanskrit language, and the support of the kings and the great emperors ruled India. For the for the Sanskrit, and that support just got withdrawn, so that the Sanskrit literature got blocked from growing, and Sanskrit scholars focused on Vedas and Puranas, Itihasas. Now what is the fact? Those who know Sanskrit, they do not know anything the science. Those who know science, they do not know anything about Sanskrit. Thus you can see that we are ignorant about our heritage. Unfortunately, we are ignorant that we are ignorant. This is the two things. We are ignorant and we are ignorant that we are ignorant. Thus, two type of ignorance. We are blind and we do not know that if we open our eyes, we can see, but we think we are blind. We are forced to think that we are blind and ignorant. So, in India, you know, vidyamcha yastat veda ubhayam saha avidyaya mrityum tirtva vidyaya mritam ashnudi. The 10th chapter of Yajurveda, the 11th mantra or 11th stanza declare that there are eternal experiential spiritual knowledge which is known as Vidya, external experimentable scientific knowledge known as Avidya. Thus, the most ancient declaration happened in Yajurveda, which is mentioning pure mathematics. Ekacha me, tisrascha me, panjacha me, saptacha me, navacha me, ekadacha me, trayodasha me, panjadasha me, saptadasha me, navadasha me, ekavigumsadischa me. Like that, the arithmetic progression, the geometric progression in Veda. Ekam cha desham cha shadam cha sahasram cha ayudam cha prayudam cha niyudam cha arbudam cha niarbudam cha, like that it is going. 10 raised to 0 to 10 raised to 35. Such a huge number we could write in Vedas. But when we say that it is in Vedas, people start thinking that it is only spirituality and religion, no science. They think that when just like other religion, the religious and the spiritual information is the material in Bible, Quran and other. So if you say Veda, they think that it is religion and spirituality. But we have got plenty of science in that. But that is only a small part of the huge ocean of science in India. So remember that our knowledge, as I said in Yajurveda, we, the people of India, for the last 10,000 years, divided by the age of wedding for the girls, 20-21 years, age for the marriage, 20-21 years. That means 10,000 divided by 2,500 generation. 500 generation, we always incorporated science with the spirituality. In Bhagavad-Gita 13th chapter, you can see Jnanam Vijnana Sahidam Yat Jnatva Mokshate Ashubhat. Even the spirituality you have to learn with the support of science, so as to avoid the superstition in the life. This is Lord Krishna said during BC 3140, 5161 years ago. 5161 years ago, Lord Krishna said in Kurukshetra to Arjuna, who was almost desperate and falling down, fearing the consequences of the battle. But in Yajurveda, written far before Bhagavad-Gita written, eternal experiential spiritual knowledge. That is the pure psychology in India. That's the pure psychology and applied psychology in India. Eternal experiential spiritual knowledge and external experimentable scientific knowledge. That is the pure science in India. Bhagavad-Gita, Lord Krishna said, Tasmad Shastram Pramanam. It is the science which you have to take as the Pramanam. So Pratyaksham Pramanam, seeing is believing. Aptavakyam Pramanam, the opinion of the great scholars you have to take. And Shastram Pramanam, the scientific observations you have to take for evaluating anything. And Anumanam Pramanam, just like in Ayurveda. Based on so many data, you have to come to a conclusion. Na kramena vina shastram, na shastrena vina krama. It's told thousands of years ago that without a systematic approach, you cannot have scientific observation. Without a scientific feeling, you cannot have systematic approach. Na kramena vina shastram, na shastrena vina kramaha, shastram kramayudam jnatva yak karoti sasiddhi bhak. Those who are doing systematic study of scientific facts, they only will become genius and experts in the field. So remember that our knowledge got wiped out because of the two invasions of the Muslim countries and also Christian countries, and disappearing the Sanskrit from the main field, taking it back, and a declaration that we are useless, we don't have any science and technology. All these created such an environment that whatever knowledge existed in Sanskrit and regional languages, nobody was bothered to look into it. Even nobody was bothered to analyze them, to understand them. Even as an introduction up to higher studies, nobody. And remember that very recently, I think about 2 or 3 years ago, Cambridge University, one professor, he wanted to prove a theorem connected with the cyclic quadrilateral. He wanted to prove a theorem. I think his name is something like Schulz or something. I don't know exactly. His full detail appear in Indian Express newspaper. Indian Express. He wanted to prove it. His cyclic quadrilateral, he happened to be, even though a professor in Cambridge University, happened to be a cancer patient also. Finally, somebody told him, if you are going through Brahmaspuda Siddhanta of Brahmagupta, written during 505 AD, 1500 years ago. 505 AD, Brahmagupta has written Brahmaspuda Siddhanta, in which detailed explanations of cyclic quadrilateral is given. That fellow searched that book and got it translated into English, and its English version was taken, and he used that information given in Brahmaspuda Siddhanta and proved what he wanted to prove, his hypothesis, using this Brahmaspuda Siddhanta. Within 1 year or so, because of the cancer, he breathed the last. So you see how he utilized that knowledge. This is what India. Now, next point what I wanted to say. Majority of the books, scientific and technological books, they are available in 1950s and up to 60s. Many of these mathematical and astronomical books were written with the translation and published by Indian National Science Academy, INSA, Bahadur Shah Safar Marg, New Delhi 2. And these books written, if you go there and just see, they are ignorant about it, but if you have got the will to search that, Aryabhatiya and a variety of commentaries on Aryabhatiya, and Laghu Bhaskariya, Maha Bhaskariya, Vadeshwara Siddhanta, Siddhanta Shiromani, and Arya Siddhantam of Aryabhata 2, and Leelavati written by Bhaskara Acharya 2, Pudumana Somayaji's Karnavaddadi. So many bold books are there, and including our Vedic geometry Sulbha Sutra, Bauddhayana Sulbha Sutra, Apastamba Sulbha Sutra, Katyayana Sulbha Sutra, Manava Sulbha Sutra, combined together as Sulbha Sutras by Indian National Science Academy, with the Sanskrit words, transliteration and also meanings. And Bauddhayana Sulbha Sutra, you may be knowing that the Pythagoras theorem happened to be there about 500 years minimum prior to the Pythagoras himself. Dirgha Chadrasrasya Kshanayarajjuhu Parshvamani Tidyanmani Cha Yat Pradak Bhude Kuritastad Vayam Karoti. This is the Pythagoras theorem. If you are taking a rectangle, the diagonal of the rectangle square of the diagonal of the rectangle is equal to the sum of the square of the length and breadth. That's all. Sum of the square of the length and breadth of a rectangle is equal to the square of the diagonal. Kshanayarajju diagonal. So like that, not one, hundreds of theorems. Even application of the same theorem you can see in Bauddhayana, Apastamba, Katyayana, Manava Sulbha Sutra, written as a single book nearly, and composed during about 1000 BC or so. The oldest one is Bauddhayana. Now, nobody could understand that Indian National Science Academy published all these books. And Vishweswarananda Vishwavidyalaya, they have published lots of books. Lucknow University, they have published lots of books. Kerala University and Madras Manuscript Library and Adayar Library, they have also published lots of books. So, but these are all with English translation. That is the interesting thing. Many people can say, I could not read Sanskrit, I don't understand Sanskrit. That is the mistake my parents have done, because they have not taught me anything. So I am ignorant about Sanskrit, I am ignorant about all those things. So how can I understand Sanskrit? But remember that without Sanskrit also you can understand Leelavadi. Leelavadi is there in Sanskrit with the transliterated Sanskrit to English, and with the meaning and everything is available. Siddhartha Shiromani is available, Aryabhatiya is available, and Vadeshwara Siddhanta is available. It is one of the biggest books in the scientific field. Very big book. In fact, two professors from Trivandrum, one of the very reputed colleges, now has got a deemed universities and supporting university status for that college. Two professors from mathematics, they came to me and asked me if they would like to do their PhD in ancient Indian mathematics and astronomy. Can you help? This is the question asked by them to me. I said I am not in a position to support anybody, but the book that you can do research is Vadeshwara Siddhanta, said to be written on 748 AD. 748 AD. Remember that? 1250 years ago. I gave them the book, the Sanskrit book, and also I gave them the English translation. Part 1 is Sanskrit book and part 2 English version. They went through that, and after 1 month they returned the book and said they are not in a position to understand anything even from the English version. They are mathematics professors, remember. They are mathematics professors. Such a heavy, huge, in-depth knowledge existed in India. Almost all these books are available. Now I am going to the next point. Why we are not in a position to understand the ancient Indian mathematics and astronomy? I would like to tell you 3 important points here. I am sure you will understand that. First and the most important thing, in almost all our ancient Indian science, ancient Indian mathematics and Sanskrit, we used Bhuta Sankhya or Bhaskariya number system. Without the knowledge of Bhuta Sankhya or Bhaskariya number system, you cannot understand anything about astronomy or anything about our mathematics, our theorem. I am sure that at the maximum 1 dozen people may be there all over India who can teach or who can explain Bhuta Sankhya or Bhaskariya number system, which is the simplest. It is only the peanut, not at all complicated. I have got a school, about 1,000 students are studying there, and I used to teach these students about Bhuta Sankhya. So simple. Now second point, I will come back to this one. Even though you are not learning so much about astronomy or mathematics, at least getting an introduction about this number will automatically make you understand that our mistake was in understanding the number system. You know, mathematics and astronomy means purely playing with the number. Without the knowledge of the number, how can we go forward? And the second thing, Kadhavayadi number system. If Kadhavayadi number system is not known, South Indian mathematics and astronomical books can never be read at all. Nothing can be understood. Whether we have discovered about the spherical knowledge or rotation of earth, revolution of earth, or declination of earth, nothing can be understood if you do not know Kadhavayadi number system. And the third, even though only Aryabhata 1 has used Aryabhatiya number system, without the knowledge of Aryabhatiya number system, you cannot understand the first chapter of Aryabhatiya. Second, third and fourth chapter, not difficult. But first chapter, where he has given consolidated form of astronomy, pure form of astronomy, the correct value of the duration of the day, the declination of earth, and rotation of earth and ayana chalanam, precession equinox and sin theta, full values of r sin theta, but only through Aryabhatiya number system. If you do not know Aryabhatiya number system, how can we learn Aryabhatiya Grantha? So what I wanted to say, if you do not know Sapta Swara, how can we learn Sangeeta, music? If you do not know anything about the musical instrument, how can you become an expert in the musical instrument? Because it is the basic thing it is expected from anybody. Is it not? Basic thing. Basic. Learning 24-26 letters of English is the basic thing for utilizing the English language. So, without the script, without the knowledge of the letter, akshara, how can one read, write and communicate using that particular language? So, Bhuta Sankhya. One paragraph about Bhuta Sankhya. Bhuta Sankhya is very simple, yeah, very simple. Now, earth, Prithvi, Dhara, Dharitri, Kshoni. In this cosmic system, only one earth is there. So, earth means one. The synonyms of earth also one. Rupam means one. Because the Rupam of one person, like that, only one person in the whole world. Even though wrongly we say, like one person, there are 7 people, wrong. But one person, only one person. So, Rupam, earth, moon, Shashi, Nishachara, Chandra, all these number 1. So, you have got nearly 24 words for writing number 1. For writing. If you do not know Chandra is 1, if you do not know Nishachara is 1, if you do not know Bhumi or Prithvi or Dhara or Dharitri or Vishnu Patni as 1, then you will not understand that theorem at all. And 2, Nayanam, Netram, Karnam, Srotram, Hastam, Karam, Padam. All these words are used, their synonyms are used for the number 2, for writing number 2. 3, Sandhya. Sandhya, Pradha Sandhya, Madhyana Sandhya, Sayam Sandhya. Rama is also 3. Parashurama, Balarama, Sri Rama. Rama is 3. Agni is 3, and the synonyms are also 3. What is Agni? Ahavaniya Agni, Garhavatya Agni, Dakshina Agni. 3 Agnis are there in Yagashala. So Agni, Pavaga, Anala, etc. are all number 3. 3 Guna. Satogunam, Rajogunam, Samagunam. So Guna means 3. Murti, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. Murti means 3. Guna means 3. Rama means 3. Agni means 3. Pavaga means 3. Havyavahana means 3. And Sandhya means 3. So unless you know these words and their synonyms are used for writing the number 3, how can we understand it? How can anybody read that statement of a mathematics or astronomy? Then 4, Veda means 4, Jnana means 4, Samudra, Nadi, Jaladi means 4, Aranyaga, forest, Vana, Kanana means 4. And it is written as 4. Vyasat Vanasangunita Pradagaptam Tri Adi Ayuk Vimula Ganaihi Vyase Trinigne Kramasana Somradam Krutva Abhiparitirani Yuhu. This is Lebanese theorem. Here the theorem starts with the explanation. Vyasat Vana Sangunita. Vana means forest. The diameter of the circle is multiplied with the forest. How can you understand if you do not know? Vana means 4. How you will say diameter is multiplied with 4? So 4, 5. Indriya. Panja Jnanendriya, Panja Karmendriya. Bhuta means 5. Indriya means 5. Panja Bhuta. 5. And remember that. Then Panchashara. Kamadeva has got Panchashara connecting with 5 sensory organs. But Shara, issue and its synonyms means 5. So 5 can be written as Indriya, as Bhuta, as issue, as Shara, and so on. 6. Shad Rasa. The taste connected with the Shad Rasa. Shad Ritu. Ritu means season. So Ritu means 6. Rasa means 6. And Swara, Sapta Swara. Swara means 7. And Sapta Rishi, Muni, Sannyasi, Maharshi means 7. And Ashtadikka, Dikka means 8. Ashtavasu, Vasu means 8. Nanda, there were 9 great kings in Nanda Vamsha. Great kings, 9 great kings in Nanda Vamsha. So Nanda means 9. Nanda means 9. Sushida, Dwara, Vivara. You know, human body has got 9 holes, and so holes means Dwara, Sushida means 9. For 10 there is nothing. Disha, that's not, we do not use for 10. Ekadasha Rudra. For 11 you can use one word as told earlier. Rudra, Shiva, Mahadeva, Shankara, Parvati Vallabha. These are all the synonyms of Shiva, Lord Shiva. That means exactly 11. Wherever you have to use the number 11, you can use Shiva, Parvati Vallabha, Rudra. And Dwadasha Surya, Sun, Arka, Prabhagara, and Dinagara, and the synonyms Bhaskara. All these words are used for writing the number 12. All these words are used for writing the number 12. Vishwe Deva is the only one word used for 13. Manvandara, Manu means 14. Tithi means 15. Over. Only this you have to remember. If needed, Nakshatra means 27. Bha means also celestial bodies. Bha means celestial body. That also connotes 27. Danta 32. Akshara 51 or 52. Now let it be there. Now if you know from 1 to even 9 is enough. You need not even have to have the knowledge of 10. Even Ekadasha Rudra, Dwadasha Surya, Ishwe Devas 13 or Manu as 14. That is also not needed. That can be used. That is also not needed. If you know, it's very good. Then for 0, Gha, Akasha, Ambara, Shunya Akasha, Shunya. All these, Gha means 0. Gaharam means any number divided by 0, infinity. Infinity means Gaharam. The word Gaharam is used for writing infinity, the one which is divided by 0. That is the meaning of that. So, Ambara, Shunya, Akasha, Vana, Gagana. Because it is space, Shunya, Akasha. So, the number 0 you know. 1 you know. 2 you know. Then, when you want to write the bigger number, the first number you are uttering, that is in the first place. Second number you are uttering in the 10th place. Third number in the 100th place. Fourth number in the 1000th place. And fifth number in the 10,000th place. Now I will tell you one thing. Sharadri Ramanala Yojanani Kuvayu Kakshya Paridaha. Sharadri Ramanala Yojanani Kuvayu Kakshya Paridaha, according to Bhuta Sangya or Bhaskara number system, the circumference of the Vayu Mandala, the atmosphere, the circumference of the Vayu Mandala of Earth. Shara Adri Ramanala Yojanani. Shara means 5. Adri Sapta Giri. So mountains and hills and so on. Adri means mountain. Mahendro Malaya Sakhyo Devadatma Himalaya Revacha Vindhyacha Girischa Aravalistana. 7 mountains are there. So mountain means Samudra means Parvata means Giri means 7. So Shara means 5, first place. Adri means mountain, 7. So 5 first place, 7 10th place. Sharadri Rama. Rama, Parashurama, Balarama, Sri Rama, 3. So 5 in the first place, 7 in the 10th place, Rama 3 in the 100th place, Anala. I told you Garhapati Agni, Dakshina Agni, Ahavani Agni. Agni means 3. So 5 first place, 7 10th place, 3 100th place, 3000th place. 3375 yojana is the circumference of the Earth's atmosphere into 12.11 kilometer. 1 yojana is equal to 12.11 kilometer. So here in India 1500 years ago, in Aryabhatiya it is written Gi Ying Sha. Gi Ying Sha. That is Aryabhatiya number system. If you do not know, Ga means 3, Gi means 3000, 300. Ga means 3, Gi, Ikara when you are putting, it is equal to 300. Ya means 30, Yi means 3000. Nga means 5, Sha means 70, 3375. You add in Aryabhatiya number system. In Bhaskariya number system, you write in the first place, 10th place, 100th place, 1000th place, and so on. So Bhaskariya number system. In one Mahayuga means 43,20,000 years. One Mahayuga means 43,20,000 years. 43,20,000 years. And remember that how many days are there in 43,20,000 years? So Vyoma Shunya Shara Adri Indu Rendra Adri Shara Indavaha. This is the number of days. Bhaskaracharya 1 written this number in 628 AD. 628 AD. In Laghu Bhaskariyam and also Brahas Bhaskariyam he has written. So in one Mahayuga 43,20,000 years we have got Vyoma means 0. Vyoma means 0. Vyoma Shunya. 10th place also Shunyam. 0. Vyoma Shunya. Shara means 5. 100th place. Vyoma Shunya Shara. Adri 7. Vyoma Shunya Shara Adri. Indu means 1. Chandra means 1. Vyoma Shunya Shara Adri Indu. Rendra means holes in the human body 9. Vyoma Shunya Shara Adri Indu Rendra. Adri 7. Vyoma Shunya Shara Adri Indu Rendra. Adri Shara Indavaha. Shara means 5. Indavaha means 1. So this number I am not mixing all these things. 157 9177. You will be getting Vyoma Shunya Shara 500. If you do not know this Bhaskariya number system or Bhuta Sankhya number system, you will not be in a position to understand anything connected with Laghu Bhaskariya, Maha Bhaskariya or something like that. Is it clear to you? So what I wanted to say, the foundation needed for all these things, we are ignorant about it. We were ignorant, and not even a single academic expert in India showed that we have to learn all these things. Then only we will be understanding the ancient Indian scientific heritage. This I am giving only an introduction on Bhuta Sankhya. Now my request to the delegates, you try to learn it. It is not at all difficult. It's not at all difficult. Even that number system, if you are remembering, you can remember the card number, the telephone number, and so many numbers you can remember by shlokas, just like that. And these books you can read if and only if you know the basic things connected with the Bhuta Sankhya. Similarly, Kadhavayadi number system. Now you know Kadhavayadi. Kadhavayadi is this book. It's a big book published by Madras University 1949. And the 6th chapter of this book, 28 theorems are there. Almost all the theorems are now known as Lebanese Theorem, then Gregory's interpolation, forward interpolation, backward interpolation, Sir Isaac Newton's theorem, and so on. And if you want to understand that, you should know the Kadhavayadi number system. Without Kadhavayadi number system, you cannot understand anything about this theorem. What is Kadhavayadi number system? You know, I will just give an introduction. It is also not difficult, but it's not that easy. I will just show you these numbers. See, you have got ka, ga, ga, nga, cha, ja, nya. 1 to 9 and 0. Ka to ja. 1 to 9, nya is 0. Then ta, da, na. Then ta, da, na. 1 to 9, then 0. Then pa, fa, ba, ma. 1 to 5. And ya, 1, ya, ra, la, va, sha, sa, ha, 1 to 8. This number system is known as Kadhavayadi. Kadhavayadi number system. Ka to Ja 1 to 9, Nya 0. Ta to Cha. Ta to Da, Da 1 to 9, Na is 0. Pa to Ma 1 to 5. Ya to Ha 1 to 8. And all the vowels, A, E, I, U, all the vowels are 0. This much is, if you know, then Kadhavayadi number system is over. You can use Ka for 1, you can use Ta for 1, you can use Pa for 1, you can use Ya for 1, all 1. Next all 2, next all 3, next all 4, then next 5, then 6, then 7, 8, 9. Bottom is 0. Now, so many numbers, so many letters for numbers. Now, another interesting thing, Ka is 1, Ki is also 1, Ku is also 1, Kri is also 1, Kai is also 1, K is also 1, Kam is also 1, Ka is also 1. Now, Cha is 6, Chi means 6, Chu means 6, Chru means 6, Che means 6, like that. Similarly, Ta 1, T 1, 2 1. So these letters with vowels or without vowel, same number. So you can write 1 or 6 or 8 or 9, or you can write 7 with vowels or without vowels using Sanskrit letters or regional language letter, whatsoever may be. Without the knowledge of Kadhavayadi number system, you cannot write anything in the Malayalam, to a great extent Tamil astronomical and Malayalam books. Is it clear to you? Now I will explain. Rama. In Bhuta Sankhya, Rama means 3. But in Kadhavayadi number system, Ya 1, Ra 2. So Ra is 2. Ma is 5. Pa, Ba, 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 Ma 5. So Ra is the first one which is coming in the first place. Ma is in the 10th place. Rama means 52. Rama means 52. Like that, Vibhishana. Ya, Ra, La, Va. Vi and Va is 4. In the first place you are writing V. Bha is also 4. So 4 in the first place. V in the 4 again first place. Sha is 8. Ya, Ra, La, Va, Sha. Sha is 6th. So 4, 4, 6. Vibhishana. Katapayat. Ta, Da, 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 Na. Again 5. So 5, 6, 4, 4. 5644 is Vibhishana. Multiply with Vibhishana and add Ravana. This is what is told in the Malayalam Karana Paddhati. Add Ravana. Add Ravana means Ra means 2 in the first place. Va means 4 in the 10th place. Ravana. Na means again 5 in the 100th place. So 542 Ravana, 542. You multiply with 542. Anandapuram. A is the vowel, it's 0. Anandapuram is I is 0. Na is also 0. So in the first place it is 0. 10th place it is 0. Ananta. When group letters are coming, take only the last letter. Nta, Na plus Ta. Take only Ta, 6. Ta is 6. 0, 0, 6. Puram, Pa means 1. Ra means 2. 2106. 21600. It is the 360 degree in minutes. 21,600 angular minute. 21600. You multiply with the Anandapuram. If you do not know what is Anandapuram, if you do not know what is Kadhavayadi number system, you will not be understanding anything. I am sure about it. So now, we can definitely say what is the revolution speed of Earth A Revolution Speed of Earth Around the Sun, written by Puduvana Somayaji. Puduvana Somayaji has written this book, Karanavaddadi. That is Gopajnaya Dinadhama. Gopajnaya Dinadhama is the angular velocity of the earth when it moves around the sun. Ga means 3, Pa means 1, 13. Gopa, Nya means 0, Ya means 1, 10. 13, 10. Gopajnaya. Gopajnaya. Di means 8. Na means 0, 8. Dina. Da means 9. Ma means 5. The earth revolves around the sun at an angular velocity of 59 minute, 8 second, 10 decisecond, 13 microsecond. This is Gopajnaya Dinadhama. This is Gopajnaya Dinadhama. If you do not know this Kadhavayadi number system, you will not be understanding anything about the revolution speed of the earth around the sun. Like this, the revolution speed per day of Mercury, Venus, Saturn and Mars, everything is given very systematically in this book what I have shown you in this one. So it is necessary for us. Now I will just show you some of the theorems. Lebanese Theorem. Now I will read some Lebanese Theorem. Vyase Varidhi Nihade Vyupahirde Vyasa Sagarabhihade Trisharadi Vishama Sangyava Bhaktam Rinam Swam Pradakramat Kuryat. Vyase Varidhi Nihade. Varidhi means 4. You multiply the diameter with the 4. Vyupahirde. Vyupa means 1. Subtract 1 from that. Vyasa Sagarabhihade. Again multiply the diameter with Sagara means 4. 3 Sharadi Vishama Sangya. 3 means 3. Shara means 5. And divide it. I will explain that meaning of that in English also. Then you will know Lebanese Theorem. Lebanese wrote it 1673 AD. 1673 AD Lebanese wrote this one. But in fact, this theorem is written by Puduvana Somayaji in 1440 AD. Nearly 273 years before Lebanese. Multiply the diameter with the 4, subtract from it and add to it alternatively the quotients obtained by dividing 4 times the diameter by the odd integers like 3, 5, 7. This will give the fine value of the circumference of the circle having the diameter d. So pi by 4 is equal to 1 minus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 5 plus minus 1 by 7 and so on. This is Lebanese equation discovered by Puduvana Somayaji 275 years ago. De Moivre's approximation. Very complicated. Asmad Sukshmataro Anyo Vilikhyate Kaschanapi Samskaraha Ante Samasangyadala Marga Sa Eko Gunaha Sa Eva Punaha Yuga Gunito Rupa Yuto Sama Sangyadalahato Bhavet Haraha Trisharadi. 3 Shara, 3 means 3 Shara means 5. 3 Sharadi Vishama Sangya Hana Paramam Param Etat Eva Va Karyam. De Moivre's equation, and it is discovered by Sangama Grama Madhavacharya of Irinalakuda 1350. 300 years before De Moivre. The English translation of this, a correction for circumferences still more precise, is being stated here. The multiplier is the square half. The even integer increased by unity. You will not understand what I am telling. But what I wanted to say, its English translation is available. And the age or the period during when De Moivre has written this one, and also when our Sangama Grama Madhavacharya has written this, these things are available. These books are available. So we can claim like this. So many theorems are there. Euler equation. Doshna Dvayor Khadaha Yudana Tisrana Vadhat Ekaike Nottara Ratraikyam Chatushkavada Pachinam. It goes like this. How it is explained in English? The 3 sums of the product of the sides taken 2 at a time are to be multiplied together and divided by the product of the sums of the sides taken 3 at a time and diminished by the fourth. If a circle is drawn with the square root of this quantity as radius, the whole quadrilateral will be situated inside it. It's a cyclic quadrilateral equation, and the Sanskrit line is written by Parameshwaracharya. His Parameshwaracharya's commentary for Leelavati written 1360 AD, whereas Euler has written this equation 1782, nearly 400 years after Parameshwaracharya. So now, so many things, so many means I will just show you when we are writing the Sanskrit words on the top and the right side and the English words in the bottom. And that is a Newton-Gauss interpolation formula, Newton's power series. These are so nicely written here. What I wanted to convey to you now, length of an arc, Vyasa Vigata Yudam Aurvikaya, is connected with the diameter and the arc of the system. Now this is about the mathematics. Now if you are going to the astronomy, there also you can see, I told you Nila Bhu Vyasaha, the diameter of the earth is given as 1050 yojana. 1050 yojana into 12.11 kilometer is the earth diameter. Really, Nila Bhu Vyasaha, the diameter of the earth is 1050 yojana. Yojana, if you want to convert into kilometer, 12.11. Bha Apakramo Grahamshaha, 24 degrees is the maximum declination of the earth. And Lengayam Ekam Shangukilam Pratishtapya Ekam Sutram Bradva Sutragram Anyat Meroru Paribadva Yat Rega Drishyade Tad Rega Deshantara Vidai. International day line written by Bhaskara Acharya, commentary by Shankara Narayana. It is explaining like this. If you are just fixing a stick in Sri Lanka, tying it with a rope, Lengayam Ekam Shangugilam Pratishtapya Ekam Sutram Badva, you tie it with a thread. Sutragram Anyat Meroru Paribadva, the other end of that thread you just tie in Himalayas or Arctic Ocean. Yad Rega Drishyate, the thread is showing you a line. Tad Rega Deshantara Vidayini. That line is known as International Line of Day. Now Greenwich line is there, but in ancient days this Lenga, Valsyapuri, Malsyapuri, Avandi, Suralaya, Padaliputra Sthitan Rega. That Rega goes from Lenga through Avandi, through Valsyapura, through Malsyapura, through Padaliputra, and through Nepal Desha. It goes to the Arctic Ocean, up to the Arctic Ocean. And the eastern part of that is known as Purva, western part is known as West. So International Day Line was existing in India. It is our knowledge about it. And the rotation of earth, Pranayanadi Kalambuhu Brahmayati, when you are breathing, the time taken for one breath is 4 seconds. Pranayanadi Kalambuhu Brahmayati, during that period you are breathing, that is in time duration of 4 seconds. The earth rotates one angular velocity. 1 minute angular velocity. 1 angular minute rotation take place. Is it clear? 1 angular minute. Pranayana Kala means 1 angular minute. Kala means 1 angular minute. And earth rotates from west to east. From west to east. Anuloma Gadir Nausta Pashyatya Jalam Vilomagam Yadda Achalani Bhani Daddat Samapaschimagani Lengaya. When you are standing on a boat, the boat will be moving forward. You will see that the immovable trees and plants moving backward. Anuloma Gadir Naustaha. When you are standing in a boat which is moving forward, if you are standing Anuloma Gadir Naustaha, who is standing on that, Pashyati Ajalam Vilomagam Yadhat. That person will be seeing that the trees and other thing going back. Like that, Achalani Bhani Tadhat. The sun, the moon and all other things will be going towards Paschimagani, Samapaschimagani. From the equatorial line, if you are standing in the equator, you can see that the sun, moon and other planets are going towards west. The meaning is that Earth is moving from west to east. Earth is moving from west to east, so that the planets are going towards west. How beautiful it is. Chadayadi Shashi Suryam Shashinam Mahadi Bhuchaya. Chadayadi, shadowing. Shashi, moon, Suryam, the sun is getting shadowed by the moon. And Shashinam Mahadi Bhuchaya, the moon is getting shadowed by the great shadow of earth. Tat Sampurnamidi Grahana Madhya. So solar eclipse and lunar eclipse. Fine details of these eclipses. Fine details are given in our books. I am just quoting only one or two lines. But remember that. How beautiful it is written. I told you about the gravity. Akrishti Shaktischa Mahitaya Yat. You just see the meaning of Akrishti, attracting. Shaktischa with force. Mahi, earth. Mahi, yat, whichever is. Gastam, whichever material is there in the space. Akrishti Shaktischa Mahitaya Yat Gastam. Guru, solid material. Swa Abhimugam Swashaktya Akrishyate. The earth is attracting the solid materials from the space to the bottom. Yat Akrishyate Tat Padati. Whichever is getting attracted, that will be falling down. We think that when Sir Isaac Newton found out gravity, he discovered gravity. No doubt, he explained a lot more than gravity, but about the concept of gravity, we have discovered it. Is there in Siddhanta Shiromani, as I told you, 1148. Siddhanta Shiromani is a big book written. That book is there in with me, and 6th chapter 22 line it is written. And astronomical parameter, we have crossed many things. Our knowledge with using sin theta, cos theta, tan theta and all geometrical pattern about the planets and about all other things, our knowledge was super. Our knowledge was super. I can only create an Icha Shakti in your mind, Jnana Shakti in your brain, Kriya Shakti in your body to learn some of these. Not that everything is to be learnt. We are living in the computer era. As I told in the beginning, our ultimate goal is not to teaching all these to the Indians, but creating a sense of pride. We were not useless. As Jawaharlal Nehru said, we did not have any science and technology. That is wrong. That's wrong. We have got super science and technology. Unfortunately, the inferiority complex built by the Muslim invaders, later the Christian invaders, like the Portuguese, Dutch, Spain, French and English, they suppressed, oppressed and depressed Indians. Our knowledge about variety of subjects. The whole book, I have written this book, and remember that this is the science for which I got the Doctor of Literature. In the introduction, somebody told that the first scientist who got a Doctor of Literature. True. For that Doctor of Literature, I submitted this book, and Indian Council of Historical Research gave me the funding for printing that, and we are spreading that message. It's not great. I am just not posing or exaggerating or like that. All these theorems I was fortunate enough to compile, and variety of geometrical knowledge and variety of our calculus. And if you are reading that calculus and other thing, first order equation, second order equation, these are all something we cannot even imagine. The progression, just I will read progression of the type 1 cube plus 2 cube plus 3 cube plus 4 cube. This is the example given in Bhaskara Acharya 1 AD 628. For the progression of 1 cube plus 2 cube plus 3 cube plus 4 cube plus 4 plus n cube, what will be that one? There are 3 pyramidal piles having 5, 4, 9 cuboidal layers. They are cuboidal bricks with one brick in the topmost layer. Find the number of bricks used in them. This is the equation given during AD 628. Remember that pyramidal piles having 5, 4, 9 cuboidal layers. Top one, how many bricks were there? The question you could understand. Then the progression of the type. I did not read the Sanskrit version of that one. Chaturasra Ganaschidayaha Panchachadur Navastaraha Pinirdeshyaha Eka Shadvistastaha Samachadura Sreshtaha Kramashaha. This is the Sanskrit of what I read in English. Similarly, Bhaskara one has written Saptanam, Ashtanam, Saptadashanam, Chadurbujas Chidayaha, Eka Vidyanam, Varchya, Padastarastaki, Vargakya. What is the meaning of that? There are 3 pyramidal piles on square bases having 7, 8, 17 layers, which are also squares. Say the number of units there are in. So like that you have got then forward and backward motion. Ekau na yojananyashtau yatyannyoho yojanadvayam yojananam sadam panda sangama kvasamagame. What is the meaning of this? One man travels at 8 yojana speed per day. Another man travels at 2 yojana per day, starting simultaneously from the same place. After reaching the destination, the first man comes back. If the length of the track is 100 yojana, say where is the meeting place of the 2? The one is going that direction at 2 yojana per day. Another coming back after reaching there, who is walking at a speed of 80 yojana per day. Now you see that meeting place of moving bodies, how beautifully they are. Then Trikam, Dvigam, Trigam, Chadushkam, Cha Panchakam, Asavriddhi, Sabada, Dharmya, Panchapanatu, Vyavahariki. The interest charging. How the interest is charged? 2%, 3%, 4%, 5%. And the dharmic interest rate is Sabada Dharmya, 1/4% per month. And Panchapanatu Vyavahari, for commercial purpose, per month you can also charge 5% interest. Vruddherapi Punarvriddhi Chakravriddhi Udahrita. The increase of interest of the interest is also known as compound interest Chakravriddhi. Like this, all the book is containing the Sanskrit version, transliterated version, and also the perfect examples. Hundreds and thousands of examples are given. Not merely the theorem, but working exercises are given in all these books. Remember that when the foreign civilizations and cultures, they were not even in a position to write more than 4-digit numbers, we could do in 628 AD in Laghu Bhaskariya, Mahabhaskariya, Brahmaspata Siddhantam, Aryabhata Siddhantam, and so on. The circle, the radius, Paridehe Shadbhagajya Vishkambardhena Satulya. If the circle is just dividing into 6 places, just connect the 6 points of each, the chord connecting first cutting and the second cutting, that chord and the radius of the circle will be the same. It is the theorem we have to learn in the 8th, 9th and 10th standard. Paridehe Shadbhagajya Vishkambardhena Satulya. Vishkamba means diameter, Ardha means radius. Satulya, the chord of 1/6 of the circle is equal to the radius of the circle. And like this you can see Samaparinahasya Vishkambardhahatameva Vrittabalam. We have reached here the pi r square value in 499 AD itself. And the volume of the sphere, the volume of the cone, the area of the cone, and so many with a practical example we have done it. So remember that our knowledge is not small. Many people unfortunately used to say we have discovered 0. Some people by mockingly used to say our discovery is only 0. And whether it is all that side and this side, remember that we are very clever and we are very good in denigrating ourselves. And we are very good in belittling ourselves, degrading ourselves. and also making fun of ourselves. But the thing is that if you do not know about yourself, the world will not appreciate you. Every American, every German used to feel the sense of pride because they know what their country was, what their country is, and what their country will be. Like that, India should also know what our country was, what our country is, and what our country will be. For bowling in a cricket and also for hitting the ball in the football, you have to come from the backwards, not standing there and throwing the ball. Going back for the bowler, then only he will get in the force. So our knowledge about the heritage is for moving forward, not for stagnation. Stagnation is death. Death is stagnation. Life is growth. Growth is life. I would like to express my deepest gratitude to the colleagues who are instrumental for this lecture. I feel so happy that I could convey without any interruption. I feel so happy. I have given only a small part of it. I do not know the background of the people, delegates, whatever may be the thing. I am very sure that at least we are not in a position nowadays, at least now we are in a position to understand that what we know, what we do not know, what we have not known till today. There are ocean of knowledge. What we have got is one coconut shell full of water from the ocean. What we have got is just a half a bucket of water. But the knowledge is just like the ocean. What we have got is half a bucket of knowledge. So my request to you, learn it, teach it to others. Bhuta Sankhya, Kadhavayadi number system and Aryabhatiya number system. Focus on Bhuta Sankhya, which is very simple. Kadhavayadi number system is not at all complicated. But Aryabhata number system little bit complicated. Learn it. Try to understand it. Teach the number system also to others. And create a sense of pride among your children, your colleagues, your friends. And without any formality, I will be available for you for any type of speech. Majority of these subjects are uploaded also. Devadabhya pitrabhyascha mahayogibhya evacha namaswadaye swahaye nityameva namo nama. My prostration, our prostration to the Almighty, Omnipotent, Omnipresent, Divine Power, and also to our forefathers and also the great rishis of India and the great divine power which is inside us, and to you. Thank you, my deep gratitude. Thanks a lot.